Welcome back, guys. In this video, we are going to go through each channel, push it up in the mix, and basically build a mix, add things to our reverbs, EQ stuff, maybe put a bit of compression on the vocals, but won't go too crazy, but we'll get something to sound good. All right, so we'll start with our kick. So right now that's without any EQ. I have already kind of done an EQ. We'll add our second kick. There's no EQ there yet. Flick that on its own. Without it, with it. Cool, we'll add our snare. Not much of an EQ that I'm adding. Just to get rid of a bit of the low end boxiness. Snare bottom, not a lot there. Add our hats in. All right, we'll add our toms in. Oh, and I have panned the hats a little bit to the right. Front of house perspective. On the toms, tom 1 to the right, I put tom 2 to the left. Let's flick on those EQs. Probably won't run the hats that loud. Add in some overheads. And all I'm gonna do there is just probably tidy up a bit of the boxiness, just to clean it up a little bit. It's also worth checking as you go the phase on your kick if it's got 2 microphones, your snare if it's got 2 microphones. Worth checking the phase on one of them, either in or out, see what sounds better for you, and overheads as well. All right, cool. All right, we'll chuck the bass in now. So that's without any EQ, without the high pass. It's not doing too much. That's not doing a whole lot, but it is just getting rid of a little bit of the boxiness. Okay. Add guitars in. So for the guitar channels, I've gone hard left, right, hard left and right on all of those. So that's one of them. I might delay one of these. Just go back on the track. And then I like to not have all 4 lines up the middle. I like to have the 2 outside lines louder. I haven't really done any EQ on the guitar lines, but if I needed to, I would, but I feel like today I don't need to. They're actually sounding pretty good. If we add acoustic into the mix, just EQ it a little bit. Not much, just taking out some of those low mids down there. Maybe turn that acoustic down a bit. All right, let's add some keys into it. Give that a bit of EQ. We'll go back on the track. Just tidying up the lows again. Adding keys to it, which I believe was just a pad. So we'll just drop that EQ in as well. That should be all right. All right, so we've got all those in. Let's just start that track again. We'll get the tracks in. Cool, so we've added all the tracks in. Look, on ours, they're coming through as 7 channels. You might have them as a stereo pair. Just depends on how you set it up. But I'm gonna run them roughly about the same level so that they're all in unison. I'm just gonna turn the guitar and keys down for a sec, just so I can hear the tracks in the mix. Because it is a pretty track-heavy song, I might even run the keys down a little bit from the rest of the mix, just so the tracks can push through a bit more. So I've got all of the band in now, I believe. I might add in the verbs for the drums and the acoustic. So we'll dial them in. I tend to only put the snare and the toms in. I'll just put them all at 0 for now, see how we go. So if we now push up the verb, so that's just without any EQ, without a high pass as well. We'll turn that on now. And we're just trying to clean it up so that it's not drowning us with low ends and low mids in the mix. Just start that again so we can hear it. Probably too much there. Might be good there. Acoustic. We'll dial it into unity in that effects end. So that's without any EQ. Just give it a little bit, not heaps. And then we'll have a listen in context. Okay, cool. I think I'm happy with how the band is sitting there. So I'd probably do some similar compression for all the vocals. If that's something you're happy with, copy, paste, and then adjust your threshold depending on how loud they're going. Maybe some more low end in the mix. Cool. That's the end of the song. And that's pretty much how I would, roughly build a mix from nothing. So keep it pretty simple. Don't overcomplicate it to start with. If you feel like you need to, add delays and more reverbs and more processing and, even adding in some of your premium compressors and all that kind of stuff. Add them in later as you go, but it's always worth hearing in the mix, without having to do all that processing. Hear what it sounds like without it first, and then add in what you think you need to add. And from that, I guess that's basically the basics of building a front of house mix. And I'll leave you there. I hope it's been helpful, and thank you for listening and watching.